by Trap City Rob on June 8, 2024, the whole city felt the shift. Jeff wasn't just another drill rapper. He was Bloodhound Muscle, a name tied to real bodies, real pressure. After he dropped, the Bloodhound snapped. From July through the next summer, Chicago ran red. They slid on whoever they could catch. Trap City members, cousins, even sisters. Lines got blurred, boundaries gone. If you were linked to the other side, you were a target. This wasn't rap beef. It was a manhunt, and it all started the day Jeff got left slumped. This is how Lil Jeff's death caused 12 months of bloodshed. The death of Bloodhound Lil Jeff. 40-plus shells hit the ground at 66th and Rhodes. It was June 8th, 2024, broad daylight, and Jeffrey Lil Jeff Harris got left leaking in the street, chest torn up, no pulse. By the time CPD pulled up, the shooters were gone and the block was already filming. Bloodhound Lil Jeff, one of the most feared young steppers in the city, was dead before he hit 22. No mural, no mercy, just silence and sirens. Lil Jeff wasn't industry. He didn't drop music consistently, didn't chase clout, but his name rang bells from Chicago to Milwaukee. That's because Jeff wasn't known for rap. He was known for hits. By 21, his name was tied to over a dozen bodies, many of them in Milwaukee, where rumors say big dogs were sending money down to the city to get work handled. Milwaukee didn't need help, but when the pressure got hot, they called in a cleaner, Jeff, because it's cheaper to pay a killer than bury your own, and Jeff was cashing in. Back in the city, Jeff was Bloodhound, known for spinning with real pressure, not Twitter beef, but it all started catching up. Early 2024, Monty and Lil Rob, two names linked to BKN, were down outside the loop. Word in the streets pointed at Jeff. Monty had flashed a chain days before, mocking Bloodhound. Weeks later, Jeff pulled up to Trap City's hood, saw Glenn in yellow shorts, bolted after him, chased him up the porch. But before Jeff could breach the door, Trap City Rob was already in position. He let off. Jeff got hit and did not survive. Instead, he kept spinning, kept sliding, and then it happened. Jeff took most of the shots to the chest and upper body, 12 to 15. It wasn't a random. It was surgical, an execution. Videos spread within, a body slumped in the street. Drill pages lit up. AMF visuals dropped a broken heart over Jeff's pick. But in this world, love doesn't stop. Jeff's death closed a chapter. One of the youngest alleged hitters out the South Side, used by out-of-town plugs, feared in his city, was gone. Just like that. The brutal get back for Lil Jeff. Moments after Jeff's death, Q50 posted a photo to his Instagram story. Just him and Jeff, side by side. Across the image, he wrote, "Folks, my big brother, my twin, my other half, just like you said, the dish wasn't gonna do none but make me worse. I'm done crying though I'm just finna do what you told me to." No names, no threats, but everyone knew what it meant. It was a quiet promise and a clear sign that retaliation was already in motion. In the days after, the Bloodhounds turned Jeff's name into a war chant. Q50 dropped a raw SoundCloud snippet called "Long Live Jeff," with fans spamming LLJ and "We send shit up" all through the comments. Vert posted an Instagram story with a text that said, "On my daughter, you know what time it is. I'll cry later, shorty," hinting of violence once again. The streets knew that meant smoke was coming, and the first victim, none other than CEO Hawkim from the Risky Road gang. CEO Hawkim, September 25th, 2024, just after 8 p.m. A black Chevy with Risky Road plates rolled onto 78th in Maryland, Bloodhound turf, and opened fire from the passenger window. Seconds later, the hounds punched back. One round sliced through the windshield and burst out the driver's side pillar, catching 20-year-old Sharif, CEO Hawkim, in the head. He slumped halfway out the frame while the car coasted into a mailbox. Witnesses called it on the scanner as mail, gunshot wound to skull, agonal breathing. Hawkim hit Trinity, then got transferred to UChicago Med, but on September 28th at 1:44 p.m., doctors marked the time, deceased. Instagram memorial posts from drill pages and locals flooded feeds within minutes, but the Bloodhounds saw it as an opportunity to mock their ops. That fatal slide brewed out of months of keyboard smoke turning street-level lethal. The friction sparked when Shorty Mob allegedly snatched a pipe from an ESD member, and Bloodhound affiliate Lil Scoom clown-tagged 30, Risky Road's Lil Mo cousin, on Instagram. Reddit's R Curicology clocked it early. Bloodhound and Risky Road beefing because Shorty Mob took a pipe. Scoom dissing 30. Q50 doubled down, dropping a reel titled Risky Road, fans spamming devil emojis while Risky Road members clapped back in comments. In the thick of the back and forth, Q50 dropped a track that left no room for interpretation. F Risky Road. The title alone was a direct provocation, but the lyrics went even harder, calling out specific names and daring his rivals to respond. The tipping point hit when Hawkim tried to put theory into motion. sliding solo with a .40. He thought Q50's block would fold like the studio cameras, but Bloodhound shooters were parked up. One return burst ended the mission, and 3 days later, the morgue confirmed it. Bloodhound never claimed it outright. Q50 just posted a single devil emoji over a news screen cap. Risky Road's timeline went silent. No arrests, no statements, only a growing list of names. Z-Money, Leal, Monty, Lil Rob, Jeff, and now Hawkham. Southside scoreboards don't reset, they reload. However, the vengeance for Jeff didn't stop there, as Trap City was about to lose one of their most valuable members, Trap City Vel. Trap City took a major blow when one of its frontliners, VI, also known on the block as Carter or Vel, was down in what many described as a targeted execution. But what sent shockwaves through the city wasn't just his death, it was what happened days later. As family and friends gathered to bury him, gunfire erupted outside the funeral home. The casualty, his own sister. Carter was killed in October 2024 on the South Side, and the whispers online came fast. According to drill threads and TikTok chatter, he'd been deep in a feud with the Bloodhounds, with some claiming the hit was retaliation for Z-Money, the cousin of Bloodhound Jeff. His name had been circulating in diss tracks, his crew had a body count, and on blocks like 81st and Peoria, Carter's name carried weight. Bloodhound affiliate Q50 even hinted at involvement in an Instagram live, never naming names, but the implication was loud enough.
Yeah, I'm getting about we ran folk deep in the rack. On the way back, had to catch us a hat. Trap City down till they get back. I'm talking about, cause it's a pack, he should never lack. I heard his photos is dumb, get called back, you won't make it back home. Call the nigga, traffic looking down at his phone. Lil Pooh did Z, now Lil Pooh gone. Lil Pooh did Z, now Lil Pooh gone.
Then came the funeral in Harvey, Illinois, a moment meant for mourning that turned into another tragedy. Posts on Reddit and threads lit up, describing a chaotic scene outside the service, a drive-by, mourners diving for cover, and Carter's sister, Romesha, fatally hit in the crossfire. The news never covered the whole story, of course, but the neighborhood knew. Videos surfaced, screams in the background, cell phone footage showing bodies hitting the ground, and one chilling comment that spread across feeds. Going to your brother's funeral not knowing it'll be your last day alive, praying for the family, praying for the parents, this some crazy pain to deal with. We got one life, y'all. The message couldn't be clearer. This wasn't just revenge, it was a warning. The Bloodhounds weren't playing by old rules. They wanted the city to feel it. The funeral shooting shook Trap City and kicked off a fresh wave of retaliation. For both sides, the line between the streets and family was erased. Carter got laid to rest, but the war kept going. His sister's death marked a turning point, proof that when beef cuts deep enough, even funerals become fair game. And that's just what surfaced online. The real score, the whispered names, the bodies that never make the news, the betrayals behind closed doors, stays buried deeper. In a war like this, not everything's meant to be seen. Some things are for the streets only. TMC slide. And just when it seemed the had ended, a man who had once survived the Bloodhounds' brutality just months after Jeff. Lil Jeff wasn't finished making headlines. On May 13, 2024, the streets erupted after reports surfaced that TMC Slide, a known face from TMC 6300, had been shot in the head. That same day, Bloodhound 079's own Lil Jeff hopped on Instagram Live, claiming responsibility. With Slide reportedly on life support, Jeff casually dropped hints that the job was done, sparking chaos across drill pages and TikTok feeds. According to the Bloodhound 079 wiki and circulating fan footage, Slide was posted in a fishbowl, a car with no tints, showing off jewelry when Jeff allegedly spun the block, caught him lacking, and fired. Then came the IG Live, where Jeff flexed the hit without naming names, just enough to set the tone.
On my grandmother head is somewhere on the left bed, dying, if not dead, dying this moment. Got hit in his brain.
Over on Reddit's R-Cheericology, users broke it all down. Lil Jeff and Q50 were driving around when they saw TMCS Slide inside of a fishbowl. They circled and got alongside his car and shot in the head. I personally believe this is Jeff's alone. Q50 just an accomplice. No police reports ever confirmed the story. No mainstream media picked it up. All anyone had was Jeff's live stream and the word of the streets. Some Reddit users claim Slide was left brain a vegetable, while others insisted he passed, but the body was kept quiet. Months later, a TMC member addressed the rumors in an interview, brushing them off and insisting Slide was all right. But even that left more questions than answers. The truth? Still murky. Maybe Slide's alive and laying low. Maybe he never recovered. Either way, the streets haven't forgotten, and if what Jeff said was real, then something serious definitely went down. Then, December
Frequently
2024,
collaborated with
rumors
Bloodhound
spiked that Slide
Q50
finally
on gritty
passed.
tracks
Drill
like
pages posted
333,
candle emojis,
Dante
but
Blink or
hours later,
Stare,
the
and
post got pulled.
Overkill.
One Reddit user
Jeff's
cleared the
music
rumors by
stood out
writing,
for
"It's
its
not a mystery. He was on
unapologetic
life support, and they pulled
realness.
the plug.
He referenced
His
real-world
BPL ain't wanna give
violence,
Bloodhound the credit,
personal
and was
loss,
just being goofy,
retaliation,
so they lied and said
and
he
his
was
own
in Cuba, which it was so obvious he wasn't. It was probably just one of those situations where one person lied, and instead of going back, they just all ran with it thinking he would make it out and everything would be good. Only twist is he ain't make it, and now they look goofy ass. Slide's status is now a ghost story. Some swear he's brain dead. Others claim he ducked off to rehab out the state. Either way, Jeff's live confession hangs over the streets like a warrant, and every time a TMC chain pops out on IG, the comments flood with LL Slide, waiting for an answer that still hasn't come. But the wasn't all done by the Bloodhounds. Just a month after Lil Jeff's death, another Bloodhound member was Lil Scoom, July 7, 2024. Exactly 30 days after Lil Jeff bled out on 66, the South Side clocked another loss. 18-year-old Assyrian Lil Scoom 89 Hogan took two to the chest at 89th and Langley, collapsing on the same block he shouted out in his tracks. Cops marked the time at 11:50 p.m. By midnight, the scanner was screaming "Mail down GSW," another juvenile hit. Fans watching IG lives couldn't believe it. Bloodhound's youngest voice, gone before his buzz even left the neighborhood. Scoom wasn't industry. He was street-grown, pushing raw singles like Caught On, trading collabs with Lil Jeff and Nolimi Pharaoh, and had feuds with FBG Cash, Lil J, and Memo 600. Even a Dirk affiliate in a diss he dropped mid-June. His mother later told local bloggers she spoke to him minutes before, and he'd said the vibe felt off. Detectives say Scoom and a 16-year-old friend argued with a man on the curb. The man upped a pole, hit Scoom twice, clipped the friend's legs, then busted back at pursuing CPD before vanishing into the blocks. Signal Records posted the obituary first. "We lost our heart tonight." Witness video shows Scoom gasping while officers try chest compressions. The ride to U of Chicago was short, the pronouncement shorter. Street pages lit up with tributes, but comments were already keeping score. Bloodhound 2 down, ops smelling blood. Rumors say the was somebody Scoom dapped up earlier that night. A quiet back door that proves trust is thin currency on 079. No arrests, no suspects, no closure. Just a fresh set of memorial candles under a faded "Long Live Jeff" tag. The hitter who emptied on Scoom is still a ghost, and every late night knock on Langley feels like payback loading in the dark. In this loop, a month is all it took for the pride of the Bloodhounds to flip to pain, and the block is already whispering the next name that might hit the pavement. Looking back at all the tragedies, it makes you wonder, what ignited this whole beef in the first place? Bloodhound versus Trap City. If we analyze the details closely, one could say that of Zimoni was what ignited the beef. Z Money's body hit the asphalt at 79th and Kimbark on March 16th. 2023. One flash of muzzle fire erased the 22-year-old Bloodhound soldier, and with him, the decade-old 0679 handshake between Bloodhound 079 and Trap City. In one burst, allies became ops, and the Southside scoreboard reset to 0. Before that parking lot blitz, the two sets had moved like twins. Same ops, same hustle, same trenches. The fracture started small. Lil Jeff yanked Trap City Carter's chain during a Dice House flex, posted it on IG, and laughed. In the streets, that was a federal offense. Respect robbery. Reddit heads called it early. This nigga ruined multiple lives by stealing a chain from a he was cool with. Crazy how him and the nigga whose chain he's wearing died over a beef that started FRM that exact situation. Streets is wicked. Jeff had done the deed, but Trap City picked Z to. Around 2 p.m. that March day, a sedan boxed his whip in the Avalon Park lot. A window came down, a drum let loose, and Z never made it out the driver's seat. No arrests, just Trap City rapper Lil Cap dropping a cryptic tweet, "Debt cleared," and pulling it an hour later. Jeff felt the stab twice. He'd sparked the beef and lost a cousin. 3 months later, retaliation snapped back. June 25th, 2023, Jaleel Leal Goins of Trap City sat in a lift near UIC, plotting his next move when a micro Draco chewed through the door. 7 shots. Rush. ABC cameras caught the blood-spattered Kia. Witnesses said the driver peeled 2 blocks with rounds still coming through the glass. Police had no suspects, but the block cried, "First get back for Z." Jeff doubled down on humiliation. Midsummer, a phone vid leaked. Big motion, Trap City muscle, surrounded by bloodhounds, forced to spit Lil on camera. The clip ran viral like a trophy. Trap City's comments went black, and Jeff's followers spammed coffin emojis beneath the post. Respect wasn't just stolen chains now, it was forced confessions.
I didn't see it. I see it.
However, Jeff wasn't finished farming bad karma. January 26, 2024, lunch rush downtown. Monty and Lil Rob, 2 teens who'd flashed Jeff's stolen watches on Snapchat, thought the loop was neutral. An Infiniti SUV rolled up under the Washington Wabash L stop. 3 masked hopped out. 15 seconds of non-stop fire. Both kids folded on the pavement while commuters screamed. CPD later named gunmen T-Slick, Lil Jeff, and J-Mo. Indictments landed a year later, but the street already logged the as Bloodhound justice. Each body made the next inevitable. Z's ghost weighed on Jeff. Leal's blood pulled Trap City deeper. Monty and Rob showed no one was too young or too public to be chalked. What began with a snatched chain mutated into a relay of funerals, hashtags, and TikTok panic reels. In this loop, every retaliation births a fresh motive. Every murder tape becomes the trailer for the sequel. The score never got settled. That chain never popped back out. And 0679 been since Z hit the pavement. Both sides had drums stashed, waiting on the next name to add. No truce, no squashing it, just tinted rentals creeping at lights, poles on laps, looking in mirrors like, who next? The streets calmed down for now, but all it takes is one diss, one sighting, one move, and this whole war could get sparked all over again. If you like this video, click on a video on either side to watch a video similar to this one.